Welcome to One Chemistry. Always try to do your best. Now, let us see about 100 concepts in organic chemistry. We are seeing it as episode. This is the episode number 40. So far we solved around 200 problems. If you didn't see previous episodes, I encourage you to go and see. Here we solve 5 problems step by step. Stay tuned. Let us look at the first question. You have 3 different structures. They are asking the optical activity there. They given the 3 structures A, B, C. A is a kind of ketamine and B is a kind of bicyclic compound. C is kind of cumulative diene. 4 double bonds are consecutively placed there. They are asking which one is optically active. Whether A is active or B is active or C is active or combiningly A and C is active. So you have to guess the optical activity. So from the 3 structures and the optical activity, you might realize the question is really about symmetry versus chirality. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here they given the 3 structure. Let us analyze one by one. 3 structure needs strong imagination in the 3D structure. Here let us look at the B first. B has inside the mirror plane, so it is not optically active because mirror plane reflect each other and it will not rotate the light, so it is optically inactive. Then if you look at the C, it's a perfectly planar molecule. It is also optically inactive. Whenever you have plane of symmetry, it will be optically inactive. The plane is your screen. The atoms are above and below the plane. If you look at the A, everybody thinks it is a planar molecule. No, it is not because the lone pair participate in the chirality. So A is a chiral molecule, don't have any plane of symmetry. So it is optically active. So the answer is clearly A only. Here the concepts you have to learn here is if the mirror plane inside the molecule is optically inactive. Second thing is lone pair participate in the chirality, it will contribute to the optical activity. Then let us look at the next question. You have para-hydroxyaniline and you have further diketone and you have cumulative ketone there. They ask you to find the product. The products are mostly what happened and where the nucleophile attacked. The ketone will be attacked, the first ketone will be attacked, or second ketone will be attacked, or amine will be attacked, or alcohol will be attacked. So there are the 4 possibilities. So from the reaction and possible 4 structures, you might realize the question is really about regioselective substitution of the functional groups, particularly nucleophile, OH and amine. The answer is B. Let us see how. Here you have 2 carbonyl center which will be active. Here the third one is between the oxygen. Everybody think of electronegativity, but mesomeric effect of oxygen is stronger than electronegativity because mesomeric is about full electron donation, electronegativity about partial donation. So the first carbon is much more nucleophilic rather than third one because it will be only affected with second oxygen. Next thing is amine or alcohol attack in the 1 carbon. Here amine will attack. Why? Because electronegativity of amine is less. It is a better Lewis base than alcohol. So amine attacks, the leaving group leaves, so final product you have B there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is the electronegativity. The electronegativity contributes all over for the nucleophilicity of the nucleophile. Nitrogen is less electronegative, so it participates in the reaction. Similarly the carbonyl attached with less electromeric groups are very reactive, it will participate in the reaction. Then let us look at the next question. You have long chain compound with 2 alkene and 1 ester group. Here is the magnesium chlorate. You have ring closed product. They are asking what is the name of the reaction, what really happening. They given the 4 choices: Aldrin reaction and Michael addition and sigmatropic rearrangement and Wigner-Mervin rearrangement. So from the reaction and possible 4 answers, you might realize the question is really about functional groups in the reaction versus its mechanism. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here, if you look at it, it's a kind of yin mechanism. It is also called alter-yin reaction. So the answer is A here. Let us see how it will happen. The yin reaction occurs two-terminal alkene and with allylic hydrogen. Here we have to redraw the molecule nicely for cyclization. I given the numbers for you. So if you redraw nicely for cyclization, the yin reaction occurs. The allylic hydrogen, which is the hydrogen there, will move towards the first carbon. So it moves and you have ring closure and you have the alkene formation. Here the product is seen because the reaction is very concerted. Concerted means all have to be in the same plane. So the product is seen. So the answer is clearly A, alter-yin reaction. Here the concepts you have to learn here is alter-yin reaction is a pericyclic reaction. Terminal 2 bond and allylic hydrogen involved there. Moreover, the reaction is a concerted reaction. That's why product is seen here. Then let us look at the next question. They are asking the reaction coordinate. The reaction is benzene with acetylation with aluminum chloride. Friedel Crafts acylation here. Here the intermediate they given, which is the hydrogen attached COCH3. They are asking you to identify in the diagram. In diagram you have two high energy centers 1 and 3, two low energy centers 2 and 4. So you have to find where the intermediate will come here. They given the 4 choices as per the 4 energy profiles. So you have to understand energy versus reaction coordinates. So from the question and possible 4 energy states, you might realize the question is really about intermediate versus energy state. The answer is B. Let us see how. Here you have acetyl chloride formation. Normally the acyl cation formed from aluminum chloride. Here acyl cation attacks the benzene ring. It is the transition state because you are breaking the bond and forming the bond, so it will be higher the energy. The second step, the intermediate is formed here. The first transition state, the cation is there. It will be stabilized by resonance, so the energy state is low there. So that's why it's a second low state. Third one will be higher because we are breaking the bond. So fourth one will be obviously the product, which is the ground state. So really the competition between 2 and 3, we have the answer. But 2 is our answer because we are stabilizing the system, the energy will be low there. So the answer is clearly B, the energy state is 2 there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is intermediate is always stabilized one. It will be always lower the energy. Transition state is your imaginary state. Let us look at the next question. They are asking mechanism of acid catalyzed hydrolysis of benzonitrile, the cyanide hydrolysis to acid, which involve what kind of intermediate? Because there are the many reaction center and many bonds. They given the 4 possible choices where oxygen attacks carbon, or oxygen attacks protonated nitrogen, or oxygen attacks protonated nitrogen with carbon, or OH minus attacks. So there are the 4 possibilities. So from the question of hydrolysis and possible 4 products, you might realize regioselectivity of reagent is the real question here. The answer is B. Let us see how. Here starting metal you have cyanide, you are protonating it. Protonation always leads to the stable cation, which is attacking the nitrogen there because already it has lone pair. So lone pair is attacked, so hydrogen attacks the nitrogen. So you have cation at nitrogen, so you have the water attack. So water attacks, not OH minus attacks. So water attacks, you have cation formation, then the hydrogen transfer. Finally you have the anion and cation, then you convert it into amide there. So it's a multi-step process, that's why the question gets importance here. So finally you got the acid after amide. So the water keep on attacking until amine leaves. Finally you got acid there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is while you are designing the attack, check the charge density. Normally the charge density increased by the catalyst. Second thing is valency violation. Whenever you attack the reaction, already the valency is violated, means you cannot attack further. That's all from this episode. I hope it was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below. Stay tuned for next episode.